The field of view in SketchUp is the angle at which you are viewing the model. You can think of it in degrees, or you can think of it like a camera in focal length or millimeters. By default, if you click on the zoom tool and look in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that the default field of view is 30 degrees. And that's typical. That's a good starting point for your field of view in SketchUp. 30 degrees is good for exterior models, but as you move closer inside the model, especially in a small model like the one we're drawing, walls tend to close in quickly on you because we're only viewing this 30 degrees. To adjust our field of view, all you have to do is click on the zoom tool and type in the new field of view, which for interiors, I usually like to start at 60 degrees. So type in 60 and press enter. And notice what that does. It doubles our field of view. That way we can see twice the amount of the model. Let's just dock these. For the rest of the model, I would really like to stay in 60 degrees because it's going to allow us to really walk through our model and see inside the small space, as well as the narrow and long corridor of the house. So as I mentioned, you can view this in field of view, or you can look at it in focal length. I like photography, so I try to think in focal length. For this specific illustration, let's say we wanted a rendering of the exterior here, and we wanted it at 35 millimeters. To change it, let's type in 35 mm and press enter. And notice how it changes the field of view now to say focal length, and it gives us the millimeter amount. So if you want a real wide angle shot, you would use something like a 10 millimeter lens. So you can type in 10 here and press enter. Nice wide angle shot. Probably way too exaggerated to work from. 35 is usually a good point there. If you want a real close up, you can do something like 50 millimeters or even 100. The model tends to get a lot flatter, so your building tends to get a little bit more flat. If you need to get back to field of view, just type in 60, and instead of millimeters or mm, type in DEG and press enter, and it'll revert back to field of view. Great thing about these field of views is you can save them as scene settings as well. It's going to be saved in the camera location. So since we saved the overall view before at 30 degrees, let's save this one at 60. So we'll add a new scene. And just as a reference, let's just type in 60 DEG. And now if we go to the overall view, you can actually watch the bottom right and watch how that goes from 30 up to 60. Again, a great way to use scenes as well as use our field of view. That pretty much concludes all of the ways that we can organize the model. And now we can do more of the fun stuff like creating the floors and ceilings and additional geometry within the house. So in the next chapter, we're going to create some of the floors and apply some textures to them.